Hello, everyone. So today I'm going to be talking about how to use Google Forms. We're going to be using Google Forms, of course, for our surveys. So let me go ahead and share with you. All right. So you have your research proposal. So you have that approved. And now you know, well, I guess maybe not approved yet, but you're in the process of getting this approval. So you know what your questions are for your surveys, and you know what your informed consent form looks like. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to create one for my informed consent form. And so I'm going to go to my Google Drive. I'm going to hit New, Google Form, and it's going to create my Google Form for me. So I'm going to call it Informed Consent Form. All right. So what I am going to do here is I'm going to make this this is going to be not a question. It's just going to be text. Okay, so we're going to delete this thing. All right, so we've got our text. So what we're going to do is we're going to title it Informed Consent Form, and I'm going to copy and paste all the information that I have here. All right, so I'm going to actually do it paragraph by paragraph, just so that it looks nice. All right, so I've got the purpose of my study. And this. All right, so I'm going to continue doing that until I have everything filled out. All right, so I have all my sections copy and pasted here in different texts. So the thing you'll add is this T here. It's called title and description. So if I go back to my research proposal, then I have the consent part, okay? So I'm going to add this as a question, okay? So I'm going to add a question here. I'm going to have this as a multiple choice question. I have read and understood all sections of the informed consent form. I am at least 18 years of age, and I agree to participate in this research. So they can either consent yes or say no, I don't want to. Okay. Then we have them type in their name. So that will be adding a question here, and that is a short answer question. If you consent to participate in this study, please type in your first and last name below. Okay. And I also need the date. So I'll add another question there. We've got, if we scroll down here, we've got date. Please select today's date. Okay. So we've got date and name. And then if you would like to receive a copy of the informed consent form, please provide your email address. So I'm going to add that as a question too. And that will be short answer. I'm going to copy that here. I don't need this part. I also don't need that blank. They're going to type it in here. All right. Great. So let's take a look at what that looks like. So in Google Forms, you can preview here. If things get out of order, you can drag sections, which is kind of cool. All right, so let's take a look at what that looks like. That looks pretty great. If I see any errors, I can always fix it. And then that looks pretty good. So that is how you set up your informed consent form. Now, the other part that we have to do is actually our survey questions, right? The measures that we have, as well as the demographic questions. So let's go ahead and take a look at how to do that. Now, it's really important that we actually create two Google Forms. The first Google form is for our informed consent form, and that's because we need their consent. But we make a separate Google form so that we can protect the confidentiality of our participants' answers. On the informed consent, we ask them to type in their names, and we don't want to be able to link the name with what the participant answered. So instead of having it all on one Google form, we have two separate Google forms so that the answers are separated from each other. That is a really important piece in protecting participant confidentiality. So we're going to go back to our Google Drive. We are going to create a new Google form. And study questionnaire. You can name it really whatever you want, but that's what I'm going to name mine. So I am going to go to my research proposal, and I'm going to look at my operational definitions that I created. So this one is looking at mindfulness. And so I'm going to copy and paste the instructions. Okay. So first I've got, I'm going to change this here. Let me delete that. Okay. So this is going to be mindfulness, and I'm going to add the instructions. Okay. And then I'm going to add the questions themselves. Now, there are lots of different ways that you can add these questions. It will just depend on how it looks, because we want to be mindful about making the experience easy for our participants to answer. So let me show you some options here. So we could make it a multiple choice, and we could have a separate multiple choice question for all 15 items in this mindfulness scale. Now that is going to make it look kind of long, and we don't want that, right? We might think participants are going to be overwhelmed by how long it looks, and then they're not going to want to do it. So instead, we can look at some of the other options. We can do Dropdown. So what that looks like is we add each item. So let's give an example of what that looks like here. So that's where you copy and paste the item. And then we give all of the options. So almost always, very frequently, somewhat frequently, somewhat infrequently, very infrequently, and almost never. Okay, so we've got that question, and we can take a look and see what that looks like as a dropdown. So it's got the instructions up here, it has the item, and then participants can drop down and choose. Another option that we have is to do a multiple choice grid, not a checkbox grid, but a multiple choice grid. So what that would look like is we've got the options here as columns. Now for each of the rows, it would be each of the items. So I would copy and paste all my items in. And once I do that, I can take a look and see how that looks. All right, so I've added in my items. So let's take a look and see how that looks for our participants. So if I look here, these look kind of smushed together. And as I scroll down, it's hard for me to see like which option each of the dots corresponds to. So I don't think that this is the best option for me. So that's kind of how it's like. You're going to have to sort of play around with it to see what works best for you. For now, I'm going to leave it, and I'm going to say, okay, now I need to add the next questionnaire that I've got, which is perceived stress. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add a new section. That will make it so that each measure goes on a separate page of your Google form. Again, what that's going to do is it's going to make sure that it doesn't look so overwhelmingly long. When it looks too long, participants are just going to say, nope, not going to do it, and then they X out. All right, so we're going to add another section. And here in this section, I'm going to add in my, I'm going to add in my instructions. And this section is about perceived stress. And then I'm going to add in my questions, copy and pasted from the research proposal. All right, so I've added the first question from my research proposal. Here's a quick tip to save you some time. Once you've got all these response options set up and they look good to you and you have the type of question you would like, you can hit this little button down here and it will duplicate it. So all you have to do is change the item and all of the options are already there. So save yourself a little bit of time instead of having to copy and paste it individually for each question. All right, so I've got all my items in now. So let's take a look and see how this Google form looks. So I've got my mindfulness survey, which I probably need to edit to make it look a little bit more user-friendly. And then I've got my perceived stress scale with the instructions up here and all of these individual items with drop downs, which are easy for my participants to use, which is great. Okay, so the next thing I need to do is add my demographic questions. So again, I'm going to scroll all the way down to the bottom and I'm going to add a new section. So this new section is going to be my demographics. And I'm going to look and see what demographic questions I have here. So for example, how old are you? And this is, of course, going to be a short answer question. Now, here's something cool. If you have something where you want a number from participants, what you can do is go to More Options, go to Response Validation, and it's a number, is a number, or is a whole number, for example. I don't want you to say you're 23.5 years old. And then you can say, please type in a number here, or maybe a whole number. And then so we add all of our demographic questions there at the end. Okay, so now we have our survey or study questionnaire. We have our informed consent form. So how is this going to work? When we recruit participants, we're going to give them the link for the informed consent form. So the place you get the link is send, and you're going to say link. This is a link button. And this is the link that you are going to share with participants in order for them to participate in your study. You can also create this into a QR code so that students, if you're walking around campus, they can just scan the QR code and then they can get access to that link. If you would like, you can also shorten that link. Now, what we want is for participants to do the informed consent form and then get routed to the study questionnaire. How do we do that? All right, so first thing, step one, I need to get the link for the study questionnaire. So again, I'm going to go to send, link. I'm going to shorten that link, and I'm going to Control C. So I'm going to copy it. Then I'm going to go to my informed consent form. I'm going to go to settings. I'm going to go to presentation. And I'm going to say confirmation message. I'm going to edit that. I'm going to say, please continue on to the study questionnaire by clicking the link. And I'm going to copy and paste that in. I want to make sure that students or participants really do it. So I'm going to put something like an emoji to really highlight this thing. It sort of catches their attention. All right. I'm going to hit save. Okay. So that looks good. And let's take a look and see how that looks like. There's the informed consent form. They hit submit. And then they see, oh, I got to continue. Okay, so I'm going to click on that. And it takes them to the study questionnaire, which is wonderful. Now, the last piece is for your study questionnaire. At the end, you're going to want to debrief your participants. We talked about how that is a requirement for an ethical study. And so in order to put in a debriefing, you again go to the study questionnaire, go to responses or settings, excuse me, go to presentation. And here in the confirmation message, you're going to add your debriefing. So something like, thank you for participating in our study, and then all the other things that we would need to have in our debriefing, and then you hit save. So that way, your participants submit the survey and then they're debriefed immediately after. So there are lots of, little tips and tricks for Google Forms. There are plenty of YouTube videos that show you how to use some of the more advanced features, but these are the basics that are going to get you what you need for our purposes for this semester. So remember that if you've got any questions, I'm always happy to help. Come and see me during student hours and we can work on it together. Thanks. Bye.